Hello, I'm Faith, and welcome to Faith's Take, where I talk about anything and everything that I find interesting. And welcome to part 2 of my reaction videos for the Muppet Babies 2018 Show and Tell short series. If you missed it, I reviewed they have this series on Disney Junior's YouTube channel of a ton of Muppet Babies clips of the new show. There's about 10 plus the theme song, and they're all part of this like show and tell shorts line, it seems. And so I spent the first one watching the first half of them, and now I'm going to spend this one doing number 6 through 10. And so I'm super excited to dive back into these because I have had such a great time so far watching these. Huge thanks, by the way, to SSHitMan, who I gave a huge shout out in the last one, for linking me to Piggy's Show and Tell, which we watched in the last one. Because if it wasn't for him linking that video to me, I was gonna try to stay blind to this, but I was too tempted. I watched that one, noticed there was a whole series, and I was like, we gotta do a reaction video to this. It's amazing, it's so fun to watch these, and it's been amazing to watch with you guys. Since I'm recording these right in a row, I don't know what you thought of the first video. If you saw it, I hope you liked it. I hope that everyone's enjoyed this so far. I am having an absolute blast. This is ridiculously fun, even better than I was hoping it would be, because I was like, be ready to be disappointed with this, just in case, but it's been super good. I know I keep saying a lot of the same things over and over, like how gorgeous the visuals are, but they're just putting so much thought and care and money into this. But what I love is the characters, and the character interactions are so good, and they have references to like the Muppet Show. Even some of them I don't even know. I'm like, is this a coincidence, or did you do it on purpose? Because if you did it on purpose, oh my gosh, you have such great writers doing all this. So in the last one we had the theme song. There was a musical one that involved all of them, that was kind of more of an introductory song for everyone. We had Kermit, Piggy, Fozzie, and Gonzo's show and tells also. So this time we start with Summer. This is gonna be, actually, even though in the trailers she's like, hey look, here's this new character, she's only been in as much as the others, if that. She is clearly just a part of the ensemble cast like everybody else, which I think is good. They're not like pushing her like, oh, she's like the protagonist. She's just a character with them, which I think is great, and so far I love her voice, so I'm excited to see what her little show and tell is gonna be. So let's get these headphones back on, and 3, 2, 1.
Muppet Babies Show and Tell!
I love all their little laughs.
Raise your hand if you're ready for Summer Penguin Show and Tell!
Her hands are like mittens!
Raise your flipper! Come on! Whee!
That slide transition is so cool.
I can't wait to show you all my cool new art projects. But to do that, I need to look like an artist.
Okay.
Haha, just kidding. There. No
There we go.
artist is complete without a fancy beret.
Oh,
Let's
that's
go.
cute.
Welcome to Summer Penguin's Museum of Totally Awesome Super Cool Art. I call this drawing
Aw.
the Fantastically Fantabulous Princess Piggy. This one is called Kermit the Frog,
Oh.
on a log, in a bog, with a dog. I haven't drawn the dog. This is Waka Waka Roni, starring
She's so
Fozzie
sweet.
Bear.
That's awesome.
Hey, that looks just like me.
That's because I can draw anything.
Ooh, I wonder if that's gonna come into
Can you
play
draw
in
me
some
as
plot
an
lines.
airplane?
You bet. All I need is a crayon, some tissue paper, and a whole lot of
Okay,
glitter.
I'm not an artist. I don't know. Is it tissue paper that you would use?
Ta-da!
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Hey, can you draw the chicks?
Sure.
On the moon?
No problem. All I need is a yellow crayon and some macaroni.
Ooh, I love
I like how they
macaroni.
let her like. I like how she's like the crafty
That
one. I think that's
macaroni is
awesome.
for arting, not eating.
Sorry, art is delicious.
And done.
She's so fast.
Wow, you really can draw anything.
Anything you can think of.
Could you draw animal?
Sure.
Dressed as a Viking?
Uh-huh.
Holding a rubber chicken?
Do.
Twirling a basketball and balancing on a castle made of blocks?
Gee, Fozzie, where'd you ever get a crazy idea like that?
From over there.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna need some more macaroni.
Oh, I like her. I like her a lot. I'm really happy with her. That's really awesome. I like how she's like artsy. I like how that's like her thing. I think that's really cute. I think that's a good, I think that could come into play in a lot of the imagination stuff that they'll be doing. I think that's really cool. I think I mentioned this in what would have been the previous video. I love her voice. I love how cute and like little and raspy it is. she's a purple penguin, first of all. Like, what's not to love there already? But it seems, like I said, she's not hogging the spotlight or anything. It seems like she's gonna bounce off well with everybody. She bounced off well with Fozzie there. I like that she's an artist. I like that her pictures were of her friends. I think that's a cute, like, nod to, like, how she's gonna work with everybody and everything. I'm looking forward to her. I think my feeling of why they must have put her a lot in the trailers and stuff is they're probably nervous, and knowing today's internet, rightfully so, that fans of the original are gonna be like, well, why did you kick Scooter and Skeeter and Ralph out and have this new girl? And I'm like, it's, in my eyes, it's clearly a budget thing. You cut down 3 characters, replace them with 1. You know, I think it's a budget thing. And there are no actual Muppet female characters outside of Piggy you really could have used as, like, another main female character. But I like her. I think that she looks like she's gonna fit in well visually, personality-wise, skill set wise. I think her being artsy, that is a section that none of the other 5 that they have as the leads cover. You know, we have music and imagination and, you know, jokes and daredevilness and all these different factors that are fulfilled by the others. So having her be into arts and crafts and stuff, I think is smart, and it's something that I think could come into play heavily in the imagination stuff. So that'll be fun to see. I really like her. I think that she looks like she's gonna fit in well. I'm excited. I'm excited to see more of her, and see her interacting more with everyone, and see her get, like, storylines and stuff. Alright, so next up we have Animal. So this should be interesting. I also love how all these, I'm assuming Animals is definitely going to have other people factored mainly into it, since he doesn't speak that much, so I guess we'll see. But I like how all the relationships and interactions have been so far. 3, 2, 1.
Muppet Babies, show and tell!
Maybe Animals is the one that's the most off voice-wise.
Show and tell!
Yes, Animal, it's your turn for show and tell. What are you...
Show and tell!
what are you going...
Show and tell!
Oh my gosh.
I know it's show and tell. What would you like to show us?
Drums!
That's pretty patient for Piggy, to be honest.
See? Drums!
Oh, like there's a bite taken out of the cymbal. That's pretty
Are
good.
you going to tell us about your fancy drum set?
No tell!
Delayed reaction on Piggy there.
1, 2, 3!
Hey, Animal, what you doing?
Animal wanna rock!
Oh, you want to rock? Why didn't you say so?
Yes, Gonzo's literalness. Oh my gosh, that's like season 1 Muppet Show right there.
Animal rock!
No, silly animal. You are not a rock. You are an animal.
Animal show drums.
It's funny because, yeah, Gonzo's the only one they're like, oh, he's a whatever, but they don't really know what Animal is either. It's just never said.
I'll get it.
Oh yeah, Nanny's barely been in any of this.
Achoo.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Aww. So encouraging. I wonder if the others are going to play instruments, because Kermit has his banjo and Animal has his drums, but I would like to see the others have instruments to play. That would be cool.
Animal love drums. Huh?
Aw.
Just had to grab some snacks.
Yes, you're ready for your show and tell. Go ahead. You may play.
That was a cute one. That was good. I was kind of worried just because Animal, like, has never been one of my favorite Muppets. Just the point of Animal is that he's one-dimensional. Frank Oz has even said this, that he loves that Animal is one-dimensional because it makes it just really fun to play. But you know, I like the fact that the Muppets, for the most part, have a lot of depth to them. There's a lot of layers, a lot of which are even being kind of have hinted at with these. So I was like, I guess we'll see how Animals goes. But no, that was fun. I think having it be, like, having Piggy and Gonzo play major parts was nice. But a lot, it's very Muppet Show-esque, this whole thing. Gonzo being very literal, that there's a whole sketch where a lot of that is part of it in season 1. When the characters were just being established for most of them. I think, because at first I was like, oh boy, like, because they were loyal to Animal, with him, like, repeating things and stuff. like I said, Animal's never been my favorite, so I was kind of like, all right, you know. But I think as it went on, it definitely was good, and it was funnier than I thought it would be too. So I liked that. I think that was good. I feel like just like in the original Muppet Babies and in just the Muppets in general, Animal will probably be used the most sparingly because he doesn't talk much. Not that he's never going to be like a lead in an episode or anything, but they had to have Piggy and Gonzo do a lot of the talking in that scene, just because Animal's not known for holding conversations very well. So, but I think for that, especially for that, like, focusing on Animal, that was good. That was good. And like I said, I hope the other characters eventually get instruments. I think that would be really neat. Since 2 of them already have them, I think that'd be cool, especially because the Electric Mayhem doesn't look like it's going to be a part of this or anything. So having the other characters play would be really cool. Alright, for these last 3, because every one of the 6 main characters has had their own show and tell, now they are in pairs, I believe. There are 3 of these, right? Yes, where they're in pairs of characters, and this first one is Kermit and Piggy's show and tell, so this should be fun. We haven't seen much of the 2 of them interact, so it'll be interesting to see how they handle it in this one. 3, 2, 1.
Muppet Babies Show and Tell!
Yay!
Oh, hi-ho there. I had a lot of trouble picking just one thing for show and tell, so I picked 2 things in one. This tree house.
Oh, so Kermit gets 2 show and tells.
Oh, hello, Kermit.
Hi, Piggy. I wanted to show the tree house for show and tell.
Oh, you mean my tree palace?
Sure. Can I come up?
That's oh my gosh, that's such
First, you have to bow to the
such a good
princess of the
read.
tree palace.
Okay. How'd I do?
Very good, Kermit.
Great. So I can come up?
Can I come up?
Can I come up, Princess Piggy?
Yes.
This is so accurate.
Tell me what you like most about me. There are just so many palace rules.
Shush.
I know. Picking just one thing about me is almost impossible.
Well, you're always there for your friends, and
Aw,
you
that's
sing
good.
a lot?
Wait! You have to say the magic words.
Oh my gosh.
You mean please and thank you?
The other magic words.
Abracadabra?
Yes, but there's just a few more things. Hop on one foot.
Interesting
bark
cinematography.
ABCs, dance like a chicken. Do a cartwheel. Juggle tomatoes. Now, pirouette.
What's a humdy-hoo?
No. Pirouette. You know, spin.
Okay, like this?
Not like that, Kermit. Like this.
Oh, I think I get it.
Bravo, Kermit! Now we can go up to my
That's what happens when you get out of your treehouse without looking.
Who goes there?
Huh?
You can come up, but first you'll have to
Yes.
bow to the prince of the palace. And then stand in a bowl of tuna salad, pet a chicken, and fire yourself out of a cannon into a bathtub full of peaches.
Why is Gonzo obsessed with that one thing? That was fun too. If it looked like I was distracted in the middle there, I could feel myself look kind of weird. I thought I heard something weird. I don't know. I don't think it was the video. But I don't think it was out here. I don't know. I just thought I heard something weird. So if I looked distracted, my apologies. It wasn't the video. It was I thought I heard something. That was a cute one. I really liked that. The Kermit and Piggy dynamic was like so accurate to the show, to the original show. To both the Muppet Show and the original Muppet Babies. I liked Gonzo coming in because that's exactly what little kids do. They're like, hey, this toy hasn't been played with for a whole 10 seconds, you know? So that's pretty awesome. And then Gonzo, like, is obsessed with that one trick, which I think is funny. I don't know why it's that specific one, but I think it's awesome. But I think that, again, these character interactions are perfect. Kermit's delivery, was super good. Both of their deliveries were super good in that. And I don't know, this has such innocence, you know, and it's so genuine, and it's clearly made by people who love these characters. And I think that was like a really good example of that. That whole little episode, the whole little short was a perfect example of that. And geez, I don't know, like, it's just, I'm running out of ways to say how good these are, you know? I'm just so happy with all this, and there's still 2 left, so I'm excited. But that was the Kermit and Piggy dynamic. That was perfect. That was the type that I wanted, so I'm glad that we got that. Next is Kermit and Fozzie, so this should be interesting. I love just their little bit they had in Fozzie's. It was so cute, and such a perfect example of, like, their best friendship. So let's get back into this. 3, 2, 1.
Muppet Babies show and tell. Waka waka. Ah,
That's a cool little merry-go-round thing.
Hey, Fozzie. Ready to...
I like the skyline in the back. I didn't even think about that.
Good buddy. Whoa, there's he.
All right. What do you
I
want
like
to
how
show and tell
Fozzie's
everyone
like
about?
pretty
should
significantly
show
bigger
our
than Kermit,
favorite
like he would
game.
be in the real
Oh, I know
Muppets.
what that is.
I know what that is too.
Baseball.
Saucer.
Shuffleboard.
Tag. Best friend hot
Leap
potato.
frog. Aw, those are all fun games, but how do we decide which one to do?
Oh, I have a great idea. Let's play something, and then whoever wins that decides which game we play for show and tell.
That is a great idea.
I always
Then we
love
should
Fozzie's little
definitely
propeller
do
hat.
Soccer
A
shootout.
tricycle race. Aww.
Sheesh. We can't even decide what to play to help us
Lots
decide
of
what
props
to
in the
play.
show too, I've noticed.
This is very confusing.
Hey, who says we have to play just one game? Maybe for show and tell, we can play all the games.
All the games.
All the games.
All the games.
Ah, here we go.
Man, that delivery of Fozzie is really good. This reminds me of the Phineas and Ferb episode where they played a ton of games at once.
And Kermit and Fozzie are rounding the first corner. Fozzie's coming in fast, but Kermit shoots.
You have like
and
the
he
best backyard in the world, man. I want that backyard.
Touchdown! Woohoo!
Great game, Fozzie.
I love how I didn't even
Kermit.
notice that Fozzie's helmet has a propeller on it.
I'm getting hungry. Maybe we'd better do a show and tell about our favorite snacks now?
Good idea. And I know what snack you want.
I know what
Oh,
snack
no.
you want too.
Prunes.
Mac
Carrot
and
sticks.
cheese.
Pretzels. Wait, who says we can't have all the snacks? All the snacks. Yay! Except for raisins. Ugh.
Aw, I like raisins.
Don't be against raisins, Kermit. That's awesome. Man, these are so cute. I love their best friendship. I love it in like the original Muppets too. So I love how they're clearly like going for that same thing here of having them be best friends, and even if they have differences and stuff like that. So and little details like that, their helmets matched them, like, you know, just things like that, where it's like they could just make generic red and blue helmets, but they add the detail and they add the colors and stuff like that. I just think that's great, and I think it's great because the jokes are fun and they're simple, but they're still funny. They're still amusing. It's still fun to see, even though it's being written, you know, for kids, or at least for everyone to get and to understand and to enjoy. But I think that it's just been perfectly written for little kids to enjoy, and get it, and for the parents and older siblings can also enjoy it, especially if you know the Muppets, because they keep doing these references or these reads and their inflections and stuff. Like Fozzie's was super good. Now getting to hear Fozzie more and more, I'm like, man, great job by Eric Bauza, who it's funny, he does a lot of voice acting, but the one I know him from the most is he's Tiger Claw, a villain from the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. So to hear him do that voice and then do Baby Fozzie is hilarious. But the reads on these guys, like, they got people who, you know, again, you don't really need to sound exactly like them. No one sounds exactly like them. That's not going to happen. I think Kermit's always going to be the closest you get, but that the reads are what is important. Like I said, the acting is what is important, and the more I hear of these guys, the more it's clear that they got people who can do the voices, do fine voices for them, but it's the acting that is super good, and that matches the characters so well. So it's been just, man, I'm just so excited. And on to the last one before we do like a wrap up of what I thought about all these, with Piggy and Gonzo. So like I said, I love Piggy and Gonzo's relationship through the years and their interactions and stuff, so this should be fun. And they seem to like pairing them so far, because in Piggy's, Gonzo was featured in it a lot, and in Animals, it was the two of them featured a lot. So let's see how this one goes. 3, 2, 1.
Muppet Babies show and tell. Woohoo!
I love all their little intros.
That means hello in French.
That was such a good read.
Tell, I'm going to put on a play, and moi will be the star.
Did someone say star? Because I, the daring stuntman Gonzo the Great, was born
Yes,
to be a
keep
star.
using that, please.
Being a star is not about being daring. Being a star is about...
Getting shot out of a cannon while playing the trumpet?
Play the trumpet, yes, like in the theme song, please.
Everyone knows who you are.
Because you can jump your tricycle over a hippo?
No. To be a star, you must star in a play.
About stunts?
No stunts.
How about one? One little stunt.
These are so cute. These are so
My
great.
play will be all singing, all dancing with music by Kermit.
Aw.
What?
You'll write music for my play. Twinkle, twinkle, I'm a star.
Actually, I'm kind of in the middle of...
Playing banjo, I know.
So, wow. These just keep getting better, man.
Kermit? Twinkle, twinkle, I'm a star.
Is it time for my stunt now?
Driving in my fancy car.
How about now?
No. Twinkle,
Just-
twinkle,
man.
I'm a star. That's it.
Yes! I want them to come out of it at some point, out of the trumpet, like the end of the theme song.
I'm a star.
I love how gravity doesn't exist in this universe.
Hey, Piggy's play is pretty good.
And how about those stunts?
It's true. I
Yay,
am a
stars are so
star.
pretty.
Hey, I see stars.
Oh, that's the ice movie, that's awesome.
What is a star?
I think he was talking about me.
That was a great one. That was awesome. I think that might be my favorite ones so far. Like I said, I've enjoyed all of them, but that one was super good. Between the reads, I like Piggy's like getting angry voice, getting fed up voice, perfection. And it makes sense because she and Gonzo were the two that, in different ways, clearly, but were the two that were the most interested in getting themselves out there and showing the masses what they had to offer. And, like, it was such a big deal to both of them. That one was I've enjoyed all these. They've all been fantastic. Like I said, there hasn't been one yet where I've been like, well, that's kind of like I thought that's what Animals would be, but I liked it. I thought it was good. But with this one, that was hilarious. The animation was fun. You had the stars, you had the cannon stuff, you had all these extra things. I wanted more of him to play an instrument. Gonzo with his trumpet, like at the end of the Muppet Show theme songs. That's awesome. Having, like, and this is before a lot of the imagination stuff comes in. I don't know what they're going to do with that in the actual episodes, but like I said, the show could just be like in the backyard or nursery, and I'm like, I'm good with that. It's been super fun like that so far. Maybe that's what the focus will be on. Maybe there will be less of an imagination focus. It'll be more of an accent like it's been in these. Maybe it's just an accent in these because these are the shorts leading up to it. But that one, like, between the three of them, all the dialogue, all the deliveries, the music, the instruments that were chosen, all that stuff, that was so good, guys. Like, jeez, I didn't think I could be, like, happier with these till that last one. That is, like, the clincher, guys. If this show ends up not being well written, I would be shocked. I mean, they have different writers for that than the shorts, because these have been fantastic. I don't know about you guys. I can't speak for everybody, but for me, these shorts were more than I could have hoped for because of the references to the Muppet Show, not even the original Muppet Babies, like the references to the Muppet Show, the background pictures of everyone as babies, Statler and Waldorf already getting a cameo, that Summer, I think, seems like a very good character, but they didn't push her too much. She isn't in every single one of these or anything like that. She's just as much as everyone else. She's spread out. I like how they didn't try to force everyone into every one of these, how some of them only had like 2 to 3 of them featured, which I think is really good. How they have, Kermit sing a lot and have his banjo, how you have Fozzie with his jokes that always fail, Gonzo with his stunts that usually fail, Piggy's over-the-top personality, but it's not overdone, because it's very easy to do that. I actually really like Piggy in these, which is great. Like I said, I like Summer being all crafty. I like that Animal is being used kind of like he actually is in most of the Muppet stuff, which is a little sparingly because he can't talk, he can't do that much most of the time. The music, the writing, the deliveries, the comedy, the animation, guys, is just, it's so good. It's so good. And I was so worried to get too excited because I'm like, if I get too excited about this, and then it fails, I'll be disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed. So I was like, the trailers look good, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Like, please let me know what you guys think. I meant to say this in the last one, I don't think I did, but let me know what you guys think in the comments, what you think about this stuff, because to me, this is incredible. This is beyond what I could have hoped for, or like it's what I would have hoped for in my wildest dreams and probably have not gotten. But the characters, their aesthetics, like their designs, it just, everything is so good. And again, the effort, the money, the time, the love clearly put into this is so encouraging. That, because I have mentioned before on the channel, my family went to Disney recently back in November, and one of the things they had that was a little newer, I think it was from late 2016, was in Liberty Square in the Magic Kingdom, you have Kermit, Fozzie, Gonzo, Piggy, and Sam the Eagle. And they put on great moments in history where they'll do little 10-minute shows throughout the day of like the Declaration of Independence being written and things like that. I think it's either that and Paul Revere. It might just be the Independence one. That's the only one we saw. But there's like one or two of these shows, and it's written like the Muppet Show was written. You can tell it was written either by the performers who have recorded their voices. So they have other puppeteers doing it to the original voices, the original performances. But you can tell it was written by people who knew the Muppets and knew the Muppet Show and the beats that were in it. And that is exactly what this feels like. I think after the disaster, the desecration of the Muppets that is the 2015 show, where it's like you had an audience, like you clearly had an audience that was there, and you ruined it because you didn't take advantage of it, and you completely spat upon these beloved characters in every way possible. And then by the time you fixed it and it was starting to actually get better, it was too late. The ratings didn't come back and it got canceled, and I was like, well, that's it. They're not doing anything with the Muppets again after this. But between the representation in the parks and this just looking beyond fantastic, like, it looks perfect to me so far. And as a lover of the original Muppet Babies, as a lover of the original characters, and as someone who just has anxiety in general, I was excited but tempered it internally because I wanted to be sure I wasn't too excited for something that would suck in the end. But if the show is as good as these shorts, guys, then we have nothing to worry about. Who knows? Maybe I'm the only one excited by this. Maybe you're a fan of the original Muppet Babies and think, I don't really like this, and that's fine too. But for me, as a fan of a lot of the Muppet stuff, who sees a lot of the references and things like that they're doing, some of which, again, is this a reference to the original? A lot of it involved little things about Gonzo, especially like being super literal and making up words and things like that, that has been part of these characters for years and years and years. The relationships between them, it's so good. It's so good. I think and this is as a ginormous Muppet fan. Maybe you're more of a casual Muppet fan, so you don't really care about that stuff as much, and maybe you're just like, oh, it just seems like a standard little kid show. And again, that's fine too. But as someone who's like obsessed, someone who these characters have touched my entire life, and for over a decade have been such a big part of me and given me characters to relate to. Gonzo specifically, as I've mentioned before, I think in my Muppet Movies, in my Muppet Movies ranked video. It's really cool to see this. It really is, to see them getting this respect and getting all this effort in every single aspect that I can see of this behind them. The fur alone is like amazing, and just these little things that they're doing and that they're adding that they didn't have to, that they could have phoned in, they could have cut out, they could have saved money, they could have saved time, they could have gone so easy on all this, and they didn't. And it's just like, God bless them, because this is amazing, guys. Like, again, it could just be me, it could be all of us. I hope we all enjoy and love this, because this has been amazing. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching these with me. I meant to say this in the last one, I don't think I did. There will be links to all of them below. There will be links to any of my other Muppet videos in the little card thing. I think I'm pointing in the right direction there. Because I have a few different Muppet videos now, and, man, it's just, leave any comments about this below, whether you love it, hate it, anything in between, anything you hope for being in the show, anything that maybe you didn't like here, you don't want to be in the show, and anything in between, guys. This has been fantastic. Thank you again to SSHitMan for that comment, that unlisted at the time video. I would not have done this at all if it wasn't for you. I was going to try to stay blind, but thank you so much. I'm so glad I didn't. This just makes me so happy. I've been a little stressed this week. I started another college semester, another 8-week semester, and it looks like it'll be kind of a nightmare, so this is exactly what I needed tonight. Thank you so much, man, and thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you go and check these out on your own. Give them those YouTube hits. Let them know that we're supporting this. I believe it premieres on the 23rd. Support this if you like it. I know their album's on iTunes. That I'm not going to listen to. I want to hear the songs in context in case they're story-based. But, outside of that, it's like, go watch these. When it comes out, make sure to watch the show. If you really love it, get the album. Support this in any way you can if you like it, because we want stuff like this, especially for the Muppets, but especially just for kids shows in general. We want this quality to keep going. So, thanks again, and I will see you guys later.